So Lucky Girl Syndrome seems to be making people across the internet wildly happy and successful, but my question is, can it also make you rich? In this video, I want to dive into how I think the Lucky Girl Syndrome can actually be really helpful when it comes to personal finance. I think it absolutely has the potential to make people rich, but I also think it has the potential to be devastating for financial futures if you're not careful. And to be clear, I am not a financial advisor by any means. I just love talking and thinking about personal finance, especially in relation to what's going on in culture right now. So with that, let's discuss the merits and pitfalls of Lucky Girl Syndrome and how it could potentially make you rich. By the way, if you want more videos on money, media, society, and intentional living, be sure to subscribe and check out my other recent videos. So short recap on what Lucky Girl Syndrome is. It's this idea that if you simply believe that you are the luckiest person in the world, good things are going to come your way. Think good things keep happening to me, I'm so lucky, things always work out for me, and opportunities and abundance come to me with ease.
So we started saying this and we said it all the time.
Yeah,
we said it like
time.
Going to the library, like anytime we would see each other, anytime, like we still say it all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I still say it. I'll be like driving in my car and I'm just like, wow, I can't believe how everything just works out for me.
It's essentially a positive mindset that is a rebrand of what's called the law of assumption, which is a theory that maintains what we assume to be true is what we will eventually manifest. It's the belief that our assumptions about life have the ability to positively or negatively affect whether our wishes and desires come true. Part of the law of assumption, and therefore Lucky Girl Syndrome, is that, quote, you must act as if it is already true, aka act as if you're the luckiest girl in the whole wide world, and then you will be. According to the Washington Post, this trend started in December 2022 when a TikToker named Laura Gabel posted this video about her experience with Lucky Girl Syndrome.
I genuinely consider myself one of the luckiest people I know. Like, I get the most insane opportunities thrown at me out of nowhere. There's literally no better way to explain it than like it feels like the odds are completely in my favor.
Ever since, videos and stories have been popping up with people talking about their success adopting Lucky Girl Syndrome, from promotions and raises to new relationships to really cool random experiences and opportunities. It begs the question, is there something to Lucky Girl Syndrome? Let's start with why I think Lucky Girl Syndrome can be really great when it comes to getting rich. And number one is that it forces you to embrace positivity, which I think is a really important mindset to have when starting to build wealth. There are so many limiting beliefs around money, from I'm not good with money to I'm undeserving of money to I can't ever save, invest, or retire. So adopting a mindset where it's essential to believe that you are good with money, that you are deserving, and that you can save, invest, and retire is critical to simply getting started. Because personal finance is emotional. This is something that I talked about in one of my recent videos, Influencers Don't Care If You Go Broke. We often make our financial decisions rooted in our emotions. If we truly believe that we're the luckiest person in the world, then we're gonna have faith that things are gonna work out for us financially, and in turn, we're hopefully going to make decisions less out of a place of fear and desperation. Fear and desperation are where a lot of people get tripped up with personal finance and where they make a lot of their worst financial decisions, like selling off their portfolio when the market is going down or buying into a get-rich-quick scheme sold to them by a grifter. If we have faith in our innate luckiness, maybe we can instead stay calm during times when the market is looking rough and continue investing responsibly and believe that wealth will come to us in time. Look, the road to building wealth is typically a long and boring one, and it's often daunting. So having a mindset or an attitude that helps you get through those inevitable times of doubt can be really useful. I also believe that mindsets can influence how we interpret opportunity. Those who believe that good things are coming their way are more likely to interpret life events as opportunities, whereas someone with a more negative mindset might just see those as random life circumstances or roadblocks, or they might not even notice them. In this Women's Health article about Lucky Girl Syndrome, they reference the science that backs up this theory, saying, quote, it's centered around the reticular activating system, RAS, a network of neurons in the brainstem that makes up a filtering system in your mind. We have millions of thoughts passing through our head every day, and RAS really focuses that energy, says Newell. The classic example, she said, is if you notice one red car while driving, all of a sudden you may see nothing but red cars everywhere on your route. If we believe we're incredibly lucky and we have a vision of becoming rich, then we're more inclined to see ways we can achieve wealth, and we're more likely to be proactive about it. I think if lucky girl syndrome is internalized alongside an impulse towards proactivity versus reactivity, then it's honestly one of the best tools that you can equip yourself with. Because then you have stepped into a world where you're taking advantage of the opportunities before you. You are working in alignment with a plan, whether it's subconscious or not, and you are making it so that you happen to life instead of the other way around, where life happens to you. The last thing I want to mention about lucky girl syndrome and the ways that I think it can make you rich is that the mindset demands that you act as if you've already achieved your goals. So if you want to be rich, act rich. And I don't mean be a stereotype of a rich person where you are really snobby and you only buy designer. If you watch my most recent video about designer brands keeping you poor, you know that's not even what real rich people actually do. But no, I don't mean acting rich in that way. I mean that if you want to act rich, especially self-made rich, it means adopting the money habits of the wealthy. Now, there are a lot of articles and resources about what that means exactly, but this Business Insider article nicely summarizes some of the top money habits that self-made millionaires follow, including checking your budget regularly, spending less than you earn, investing in low-risk options, and then paying down your debts. It's these kinds of habits that lead people to build and then keep wealth. Pair that with this belief that things will always work in your favor, and I honestly think that you have a recipe to be a very rich, very lucky girl. Okay, that's nice, but what are the downsides? So no doubt, I think lucky girl syndrome is an incredible mindset that has the potential to make you rich if you do it right. However, I don't think it's as black and white as just believing that you're the luckiest person alive and then boom, you're rich. To me, it's still critical to be careful and to have a financial plan in place. The universe may very well be on our side, but without a plan, things can go wrong. And I don't think that negates the power of the universe or whatever force one believes in. I think building out a plan can be seen as helping channel the universe's energy in the direction that you desire. If you want to be rich, building out a plan to have an emergency fund, to max out your retirement accounts, to increase your income, all of those things in a way can be forms of manifestation. Because I mean, how are you supposed to move in a specific direction if you don't even know what direction you want to go? On a similar note, I think responsible personal finance practices shouldn't be ignored in the face of lucky girl syndrome, which is something I worry about when I hear how people talk about lucky girl syndrome in the first place. The idea that everything always works out for me is amazing, but I don't think it can be rightfully applied to certain investments. Things like stock picking, where you just pick individual stocks or even do meme stocks, is just gambling. Or investing your net worth in some crypto that you heard on Reddit was gonna go to the moon, or joining some MLM because a recruiter told you you're only gonna have to work 1 hour a day and you'll get rich. People lose their entire life savings on these kinds of investments all the time. And I'm sure that most, if not all of those people at first believed that they were lucky and their investments would work out for them. So adopt lucky girl syndrome, absolutely. But don't equate lucky girl syndrome with recklessly gambling your money and assuming you're gonna be rich afterwards. As I mentioned before, the road to building wealth is often long and boring. Get rich quick schemes are often propped up by grifters who want to make money off of your loss. So it's important to be careful. And finally, my last issue with lucky girl syndrome when it comes to personal finance is that money problems can and will cause anxiety for some people, especially if the issues are bad enough. Because money isn't just some abstract concept as much as it can sometimes feel that way. Money affects if we can eat, where we can live, if our loved one can have a medical procedure or not. Relationships crumble because of financial issues, and many of folks have lost their lives to the crippling depression that comes from money issues. These are real feelings and situations, and I personally don't feel right just saying that if you have the right mindset and believe you're lucky, all of those problems will go away. While I do like a lot of elements of lucky girl syndrome, I also think that it's a lot easier to apply to your life if you're already coming from a place of financial privilege or security. Yes, the ideal is that we don't have fear and desperation at the root of our money decisions, and that we can have reckless optimism for our financial futures. But for many out there, that isn't something you can just mindset away. It's not about if you have some extra money to throw at your retirement accounts, it's about whether you can even afford dinner tonight for your family. So what do you think? Like I said, I think there are a lot of merits to lucky girl syndrome when it comes to wealth building, as long as there's also a carefulness and awareness to the other side of the equation. But let me know, have you ever tried lucky girl syndrome or the law of assumption? And if so, how did it go? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know what topic you want to see me cover for the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video for the algorithm, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!